Hey guys, Ricky Widmer here from Most Valuable Podcast. You're about to listen to a little bit of our primetime podcast that we recorded this week. Make sure to go to Blog Talk Radio / Most Valuable Podcast for our full-length podcast that you can go ahead and download. I hope you enjoy it. I know me and Brandon did recording it. And Brandon, we are going to move on into the third bracket of 4 going down south into the South region, and kind of to set it up for you guys, here's what we've got. We got the number 1 seed in the bracket, the UNC Tar Heels going up against number 16 Texas Southern. Then the 8-9 game Arkansas versus Seton Hall. Then 5-12 Minnesota and Mid-Tennessee. Then we've got 4 and 13 Butler and Winthrop. Then the 6-11 matchup Cincinnati, and then the play-in game winner of Wake Forest and Kansas State. The 3-14 matchup UCLA, Kent State. The 7-10 Dayton, Wichita State. And then Kentucky and North Kentucky to round it out 2-15. And you know what I will say to start this one off? The committee must not like the state of Kentucky, because they gave Louisville and now they gave Kentucky, my 2 favorite teams, from the line of 15. I didn't know they were going to be on the line of 15, but I love the Jacksonville State Gamecocks, and I love me some North Kentucky Norse.
I'll be honest with you, didn't know you loved them until today.
No, I didn't until watching them play. And you want to know what's special about the Norse from Northern Kentucky?
No.
First time they are eligible for the NCAA tournament, and they get their first appearance. This is the first year they are eligible for NCAA postseason basketball, and they make the tournament.
Well, that's unfortunate that they have to go up against Kentucky.
Hey, man, I feel like this is a game. Don't get me wrong. Kentucky will win this game. When Kentucky is on, De'Aaron Fox is probably going to play out of his mind like he did at the end of that game that me and Dave watched on Saturday when they went up against Alabama. Man, I was kind of rooting for Alabama to pull off the upset.
Close game.
But hey, don't look past the Norse. And Coach Calipari, ESPN, just set an update that apparently he said, it's the only game I'm going to watch, as he is just looking at Norse film, getting ready for that game against North Kentucky. But Brandon, I will let you start. What's a game from this region, a matchup that you're looking for early on in the first round?
I'm going to say the 6-11 game, and that's Cincinnati versus Kansas State or Wake Forest. And
that's a big play-in game.
And that's a huge play-in game. I think that's going to be a fun play-in game. And I'm going to tell you right here is that I think Kansas State is going to win that play-in game. And it's going to be Cincinnati and K-State. I just like K-State. I feel like they bring a lot of energy. I feel like they have been able to play and win a lot of big games this season. They have felt the big game atmosphere this year. That is not something that is new to them. And I think that you take on Cincinnati, a team that's been very good, but I think that K-State team has been that sneaky team this season. I think that K-State can pull the upset.
I like Wake Forest. I like Wake Forest in that play-in game, mainly because I like what Danny Manning is doing down there with the Demon Deacons. And after watching them this past week, they play some great basketball, and especially Collins on that team. If he can average a double-double, grab some boards, get some points, I don't think K-State, I'm not going to say like, oh, they don't stand a chance, but if Wake Forest is on their game, they have a strong chance in my mind of winning that one. But at either one of those teams that comes out, K-State or Wake Forest, Cincinnati can't overlook them. And the thing that I kind of feel bad about is we talked about it with Providence and USC is that I can't remember the exact amount of years, but a couple years now we've had an 11 seed from the play-in games make it to the round of 32. This is another one that could happen, but this is one where if you're looking to get to the Sweet 16, if you're Wake Forest, if you're K-State, too bad, because you're probably going to have to go up against the UCLA team that's going to say, sayonara, see you later. We've got our eyes set on the regionals and the Sweet 16.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ricky, a team that I think that you're really excited about is your UCLA Bruins, and they draw the 3 seed. And I know that we had talk if they are able to do some damage in their tournament, maybe being able to get that 1 seed. They were not able to do that. It was Arizona and Oregon for the championship game. So UCLA stays at the 3, and they're going to be taking on Kent State. This a game you think any trap game at all? Because I know you're a big fan of the trap game. Is Kent State going to be able to pull an upset?
I don't think this is the trap game in this region. The trap game I'll give you after I explain, but I like UCLA to win that first game. I might like
with a healthy Lonzo.
With a healthy Lonzo. I even like them to get to the Sweet 16. It's after the Sweet 16 where things could get muddy. If they play a Kentucky team that is on their game, and De'Aaron Fox basically looked like Kemba Walker. He looked better than Kemba Walker at UConn. And when you get that kind of guard play, and if Malik Monk can be consistent, knock down some shots, the biggest thing that is going to hurt, and I know you asked about UCLA, but I got to mention Kentucky because that's who they'll probably play in the Sweet 16. How I see it maybe going out is Northern Kentucky, I would love to say, is going to go and upset the 2 seed. Probably ain't going to happen. Wichita State, though. I like Wichita State against Dayton. I'm not really high on Dayton. Wichita State, Kentucky is going to be a good matchup. Wichita State could possibly have a better chance than North Kentucky of upsetting the Kentucky Wildcats. However, I like Kentucky to go to the Sweet 16, and that's a matchup that UCLA might end up losing, especially if Lonzo Ball is not healthy by the time we get to the Sweet 16. However, the one thing that Kentucky has to worry about, and Alabama kind of proved it, they got to hang on to the ball. They got to grab some better boards, because if they allow UCLA to get some offensive rebounds, get some second chance points, that could go ahead and help them out. I just don't like UCLA's road after the second round. Kentucky possibly in the Sweet 16, then the Elite 8. I mean, you get North Carolina, who to me, out of all the 1 seeds of reaching the Final Four, besides my national championship pick, I'm confident the most in the Tar Heels to reach the Final Four. And even if they don't, they might have to play Butler. They might have to play Minnesota, who could be upset on the mind. So I'm not too confident in UCLA's road if they get to the Sweet 16.
Now, how about another one here? A Butler team. A Butler team that's at number 4.
That's my trap game.
Butler, a team that we thought in the Big East tournament, and I talked about it in my video that I did here for MVP, was that this Big East tournament, it was clear cut, dry to me. And it was going to be Villanova.
Clear cut, it's Villanova Butler.
Butler. Villanova and Butler. And what was it? Not Villanova and Butler. And now Butler will take on a number 13 Winthrop team. You say it's a trap game. Ricky, what do you got?
I think it's a trap game because I look at this Winthrop Eagles team and I look at their, first you look at their non-conference schedule, and they played some good opponents. They played at Illinois State. They lost 100-86. However, they went into Illinois and they won in overtime 84-80. That's a big win for a Winthrop Eagles team. That's one where you can say, Ricky, but Illinois sucks, but besides the point, that's a big win for Winthrop. Dayton, they go ahead and lose 83-67. They played some good opponents. However, as of late, their last loss was February 9th. This team has not lost in over a month, winning their last 8 games in road to their conference tournament championship. And this is a Butler team that, to me, got a little bit of the upset bug bite when Xavier beat them in the A10 or the Big East, conference tournament. So I look at that game and I go, I like Butler slightly right now as I'm talking, but that's a trap game. I think if Winthrop comes on fire, looking to upset Butler, we could be seeing Winthrop going into the next round. Also, another one, that 5-12 matchup. Minnesota's a good team. They went ahead and beat Michigan State in the conference tournament. They had some good wins in conference play this year, but it's possible we could see Mid-Tennessee and Winthrop in the next round, that rare double seed versus double seed kind of a matchup in the round of 32.
Well, we all know what Middle Tennessee did last season against Michigan State, and it really crushed everyone's feelings. It really did. Yes, and brackets as well. Thank you so much for reminding me.
Didn't you have Michigan State going all the way?
Shut up. But I think that in this game, Minnesota, I think feels good. They feel like the good team just because of what they did in the tournament for the Big Ten, and they played a really good game against Michigan State. They were able to get that win. But I think that what you said, Middle Tennessee, you look at what they did last season. They've upped their number from last season to this season. Last season they were 15. Now they're coming in at 12. This is a better team. Does Minnesota have enough weapons, and do they have enough around the basketball to be able to get the win here and move on to the next round? That, I think, remains the question in this ball game. And Middle Tennessee, do they have enough to bring and enough energy and enough magic for March to be able to move on to the next round?
I think they do. I am honestly leaning towards a Mid-Tennessee Winthrop round of 32, the winner most likely getting the North Carolina Tar Heels in. Could you imagine this? Okay, tinfoil hat Ricky's coming here.
Tinfoil hat?
Could you
Do you
imagine,
have a tinfoil hat?
I do. It's a fake tinfoil hat. Usually I wear it on the fast break, but this is the first time I'm pulling it out here.
We need to get you a real tinfoil hat. This is just not right. You need to have a real one.
Let me run this by you. See what would you think if this happened?
All right.
Last year, Mid-Tennessee, they go and beat the number 2 seeded Michigan State Spartans.
Yeah.
What if they got to the Sweet 16 and upset the Tar Heels? Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but what if it did happen? What would your reaction be to that?
My reaction would be, I never want Middle Tennessee to be in the tournament again because they will beat every team that I know and love. But no, if they were able to do that, that would be a absolute mind boggler for anyone who pays any attention to college basketball, to anyone who pays any attention to March Madness, for any analytics guy who's going, no, this is how it's going to be. This is a road. This is what's going to happen. They're in it, but they're not going anywhere. Blah, 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 blah. And they're going to go throw it out the window because Middle Tennessee is a team that is absolutely taking numbers and saying, screw it. Because we know what we are, we know who we are, we know the talent that we got, and we're just going to keep on going. And we know that we got so many haters, and they are going to just go put on their sunglasses and go right through everybody. So could that happen, Ricky? Totally. Will it?
Probably
I don't
not.
believe so.
They got to get through Minnesota, and then if they got to play, if they're playing the best possible seed, they're playing Butler in the next round. I don't know. I think that Winthrop game, I'm going to say it again, is a trap game for the Butler Bulldogs, mainly because they didn't look so hot in their last game against Xavier.
Let me tell you, this is who I think from this bracket that I think has the easiest road is North Carolina. I mean, I think that and so far, I think that they have the easiest road of one seeds. And the reason I say that, so North Carolina, they get the win over Texas Southern, let's say they do. Then they move on, they're either taking on Arkansas or Seton Hall. Neither one of those teams scares me against North Carolina. And then if they win that one, they're going to be taking on either the winner of Minnesota, Middle Tennessee, Butler, Winthrop. Again, if Winthrop's able to pull off the win against Butler, if Minnesota or Middle Tennessee are able to win, I don't think, again, either of them are anywhere near what North Carolina is. But especially when you look at the what I would say is the big four for North Carolina. And I think that if they bring their game, I don't see how North Carolina does not. If they bring their game each and every night, I don't see how North Carolina does not make it to the Final Four. I do not see how they would not make it.
This region of the bracket for me is going to come down between this and this.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about what Subway sandwich I'm going to eat later. It's going to come down between what my brain thinks is right
and your gut,
and what my gut is telling me. And my gut and my heart are going to be working together to try to outvote this guy up here, because I'm telling you right now, it's most likely going to come down to who comes out of this bracket North Carolina or UCLA. North Carolina being my brain talking, UCLA being my gut talking.
Yeah, your gut and your heart.
And this one's going to be hard for me to pick.
Yeah.
Only because, and when you say the easiest road to the final, did you say Elite Eight or the Final Four?
I said the Final Four, but I said the easiest out of the number 1 seeds that we've talked about so far.
It's one of those things where I honestly think Villanova has an easier road than North Carolina, only because for Villanova, if we're going best possible seed they could play, Wisconsin, like we said, Florida, Duke. I like Villanova over all those teams.
No.
Florida being possibly the only one that scares me.
No.
UNC, Arkansas, I like them over Arkansas. However, Arkansas could be an upsetter. I like them, though.
Dude.
Then you got the Butler Bulldogs. I like them over Butler. The one game that makes it not harder than Villanova for me is I think that Kentucky is a harder opponent than Duke. I think that Kentucky, if they get to the Elite Eight and they're playing their best basketball, is a harder game for North Carolina than a Duke team would be for Villanova.
I just don't see how you can say that Villanova, who, sorry, I've got a hair in my mouth. That's always very annoying. But how Villanova, you're saying that Florida would not be able to get them. I think Florida absolutely could get
Florida's
Villanova.
the team that makes me the most nervous out of the three.
Oh, I did not hear you say that, though. I did not hear you say that.
Florida's the one that makes me nervous. It's Duke and Wisconsin that don't make me nervous. Florida's the one where it's like, oh, that could be the one where they get upset.
Yeah, I just still see. I mean, I just looking at all of this. Okay, so if we're looking at Villanova's bracket, you've got Florida to worry about. You've got a Baylor to possibly worry about. They're not going to go anywhere. But you've got a Duke to worry about.
Yeah,
those two teams.
You've already declared New Mexico State's going to win that game.
Yeah, they are. Baylor sucks. Duke and Florida. Those are the two teams that I would worry about. Duke and Florida are the teams that I would worry about. And in this bracket, in the other bracket, you've got UCLA, Kentucky. Kentucky doesn't worry me all that. I wouldn't be as worried about Kentucky as I would be Florida. And I don't know if I'd be as worried about UCLA as I may be Duke. Right now, Duke they have done what I said they were going to do back weeks ago on this podcast. Duke was at the point of just absolutely doing awful. They were terrible. And now, what did they do? They went from terrible, everyone wrote them off, and they'll be, a 20, not a 20 seed, but they'll be ranked number 20. They'll end up being about a 5 seed, something like that. What they do? Boom! They came all the way back.
Thanks, John Madden.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. John Madden's now doing college basketball. They come all the way back. They win their tournament, and now they're 2. This team is dangerous. And you know why? They're healthy. That's why Duke scares me more than UCLA would scare me, and that's why I think that North Carolina's bracket is easier for their number 1 trip to get to the Final Four than it is for Villanova's.
I'll say this. I don't know why we're arguing which one of these has the easier one, because to me, both of them, like Villanova and UNC, I'm very confident that they're going to make the Final Four each. It's Kansas is the 1 seed. Then I'm like, oh, you guys might. How I think it's going to go is Villanova, Gonzaga are my 2. Like, they're my most confident to reach the Final Four. Gonzaga, not that much after seeing the bracket, but my heart of hearts, I said I'm going to pick them to win it all. So that's what I'm going to do. But really, I like the bracket for Villanova and UNC. It's the ceiling is the roof for them. And if they could beat a Kentucky team, that's really, to me, the only big team that stands in their way. I think that UNC could beat a UCLA. It's Kentucky, and it's only if Kentucky is on their best possible game, because when that team is at its best, boy, are they scary. Their biggest problem is, like I said, rebounding the basketball. But is there anything that we didn't talk about in this bracket that you think that we need to shed light to? I know the only matchup we didn't mention was Arkansas-Seton Hall, but it's another coin flip game. I like the Razorbacks over the Pirates.
I do too. Move it along.
So this is where you guys come in. As always, let us know down in the comment section what you guys think about the bracket, about some of the matchups. What do you think of my trap game, Butler and Winthrop? And let us know who you guys got coming out of the South bracket. Well, thank you guys for checking out this video from the Primetime Podcast. If you want to check out more, click right over here. The video's right over here. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out.